position to work for them.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to work in the favor of Order as well. As we know, Quats is pretty comfortable on the Arista himself. Passo's been a bit of a key player for Athletico though, but typically when we've seen him on the Reinhardt more so than anything else.
He's been a little god on the Reinhardt, but on the Arista he's gone missing a little bit.
We did not see a single Reinhardt in our last match.
We won't continue to see him on in this match either. The Mei players are the important ones mentioned. Yuki on his Mei hasn't been that dominant in scrims, and he's been falling a little bit behind the meta. So if he can...
Oh, that's a huge nade! Look at that! Catches 3. I think it might have even got signed as well.
Did, and he purged off, but that's the opening pick. Yuki going down on the Mei.
Yeah, not good at all for Order. They're going to lock themselves into the cubbyhole on the point, but for how long is that going to help them out against a rocket barrage of Wuvo? It's at 93% right now. Signed at the very least has managed to catch Passo. Now Coalescence is coming out from Jordation, and well, Signed totally denies Wuvo any happiness with that rocket barrage. Somehow Order have salvaged that position.
Call that the beehive formation. You form a little beehive there, and if anyone comes close to it, you sting them. That's just exactly what happened. Passo rolls in, tries to disrupt the beehive. And
well, who's the queen bee for Order?
Oh, Hunter has to be the queen bee. He's the only queen on the team. So he's Signed on the Reaper. He's in the high ground position. He could get flushed out here pretty quickly if Wuvo finds him.
Looks really badass, actually.
Oh, that's what Reaper's character design is about. Looking badass, looking tough and edgy.
And complete opposite of someone like yourself, Smash, but we're going to go into the next fight, watching D-Field, and he does catch Jordation's head.
It's a big one, and it's off now. He picked off Yuki early as well. Quats is anti, so is Hunter.
Good self-destruct from Adam. He's always able to find value from those, and D-Field, the wall is going to restrict his vision. Grapples forward, looking for more damage. Hunter even investing the sound barrier down there, but the damage has been done already. And Athletico, what a sleep. In a position now where they have to just look to clean up the scraps. But they need to do it quickly because the cap is still ticking on away for Order, and they're up to almost 60% here. They're definitely going to be above 60%. Rocket Barrage mostly eaten by Adam Smek, keeping those two squishies behind him safe for as long as possible. But this has been a really good trickle from Order, and it continues to be.
Yeah, they're keeping the point alive. The drum comes down with the Coalescence. That's going to be a lot of damage. Hunter manages to clean off Passo.
How on earth has that happened? Jordation also still pumping out the heals on that Moira. Signed. This is what you want to see. Signed on McCree. It's always a fun time, but D-Field shuts him down pretty quickly. Yuki catches Design with an icicle. And somehow Order wins that fight. Like, how?
Time is ticking. Time is ticking away. They win the fight.
Analyze. How?
Quats didn't die. You gotta kill little Quaddy. He can't. He gets killed in the start of the fight, but he manages to come back and just bunker up. And there isn't anything from Athletico to push past and deal damage through that shield. D-Field takes out Sign. The McCree versus Widow battle is favouring him very heavily at the moment. This Mei ult's going to be the key.
Athletico have had multiple instances where they've had a player advantage. Minefield goes down. Yuki cops the brunt of it. Quat's not looking too happy hiding away either, but eventually the mines dissipate, and now it's Quats' time to shine. What more is there available for Order here? No self-destruct. A sound barrier, though, will be coming out shortly from Hunter if need be. But I think now might be the time that we let it slip. It's at 99% for Order. We've got plenty of time to build some ultimates up and turn things around. Good start to Busan. They've been given a few free fights.
They have been, but at the same time, that should have been a fight they could close out pretty easily. Yuki throwing the Mei ult into the defense matrix and then going down to the mines. Not the way you want to start the site. Signed swapped over to Doomfist mid-fight to try and get back fast enough, so he deleted his ult charge. Merritt's in position for a big anti-nade. He knows they're coming this way. He wants to catch them off guard. Yep. If he does, Passo's going to be able to follow up very quickly.
Being really sneaky. There's no defense matrix to eat that. It hits 3. Hunter does get his sound barrier down, which will keep himself and Jordation alive. Coalescence for the rest of the team. Quats and Adam have found the first picks, and Wuvo, the Death Blossom, is not going to be the rose that he was looking for. Turns out to be a little worse. It's unfortunate for Athletico.
The Beehive has been activated with the drum down too. This is going to be very difficult for them to break, and Athletico look like they're going to be going down in this first round.
Give me your best B impression, Smash.
No, I'm not giving you a buzzy B impression.
Come on, dude.
This is a B movie. This is an important quarterfinal. Oh well, it's going the way of Order at the moment. Wuvo actually takes out Jordation. Trickle comes in, it's still alive.
Yeah, it's a bit of damage being done by Passo, but once he gets caught by that halt, a couple of good shots through from Signed will be the end of him, and now Signed is looking to clean up the rest. Another Death Blossom comes out in this fight. This time it's Orders. That was a Boostio, I think. Yeah, it was. Merit does use his nano boost, and mean, what is Sign doing there? I just don't understand.
These TPs, well, because of the TP change to Reaper, where it's a bit faster and it's a bit harder to hit him during it, players are using that to try and escape or try and reposition out of fights quicker.
But
it looks clowny because you're used to
Did he need to, though?
Like, no, he obviously didn't. He was getting healed. He just panicked a bit.
I think he was trolling.
I think he panicked. I think he's probably let out a little screech and ran away. But now we see double snipe coming out.
What about you give us your best Dale Tang impression?
Oh, you don't want to hear that, mate.
Yeah,
that's not something you want to hear. There's a lot of screeching, a lot of desk banging, and a lot of carrying on.
I'd love to hear it.
Maybe later.
Maybe in
Off
map
stream.
2.
Yep.
Might not be too far away for both teams because Athletico, I don't feel like they really put up much of a resistance there.
No, and this is a composition favor for Athletico. The Order are going to have to rotate around very quickly and try and catch them off guard. They do have the Lucio speed boost advantage, so once I identify that there is double sniper, expect them to go charging at the composition of Athletico. If Athletico can manage to kite them around though and get these shots in, would be...
Field wasn't spotted, but now he's in a bit of an awkward position here. Needs to do some damage, otherwise his team is going to fall in front of him. So consequently is the one that's doing damage here, but Wall is keeping him at bay for now. Inside is doing some real work for Order. But up on top of the drum, Wuvo being able to find an angle, and that's good. Good news for Athletico. He's up to 78%, so is D-Field. Both the snipers here for Athletico having the impact that they need to. They're not being chased down quickly enough, not nearly quickly enough by Order.
The key pick was Jordation's Moira there. If he stays alive and Quat stays alive, they can turtle on that point for such a long time. They're so hard to dislodge once the Moira is safely behind that shield. Weaver managing to get the headshot onto Jordation quick enough, meaning that Order have broken ranks and now they have to swap over. They have to think about their composition. Sign swaps over to the Widowmaker, Quat's over to the Winston. This is Quat's best hero. This is something throwback. He's won so many championships on this hero.
Primal Rages from Quats have been sublime this season. They were great last season, but I think they've been even better this season, quite frankly.
The indecision coming out from Order has cost them about 20% here. They swapped to the Widow, they swapped off the Widow. They swapped to the Winston, they swapped off the Winston. So they're not quite sure with this new meta which way they should be leaning as Quats falls asleep for a little bit.
Well, those are the small things that you want to be seeing cleared up by Order should they make their way to the semi-finals.
The ultimates are low as Athletico do have a plethora of ultimates to work with. Adam anxiously eats that through the wall.
I was going to say the wall's not going to stop it, but perhaps Adam's defense matrix will. It's a good start to the fight for Order, but do they have anything to follow up this coalescence? The answer for now is no. Blizzard will be coming up shortly. Jordasia doing some decent work. Now Blizzard goes out from Yuki, but it's already at the cost of Quad. A player down for Order needs to be traded back quickly, and will be. Quad J drops after his mech fell, and Wubo as well. Now D-Field looking for an angle on the side with the Widowmaker, but no one's giving him really many opportunities here at all. Sound barrier down allows Order to go more aggressively into the sightline of D-Field. That'll be the end of the fight for Athletico. Good response from Order, but it took a while, 73%.
I think they wasted that sound barrier too. I don't think it was quite needed from Unta. He'll want that one back, but you see the difference in playstyle between Adam and Shoyo. Shoyo in our previous series was chasing Huss around a lot, getting in his face all the time, denying these sightlines. Adam preferring to stay with his team and back the boys up a little bit more, has cost them a few picks. D-Field's been having a little bit more space to work with, but similar results as Order look to be in control. And now with the double sniper, it's hard to retake unless you get those lucky headshots or those clean
What kind of an
headshots.
angle is that? Trying to peek through the debris.
Big bomb from Adam coming through. Catches
Oh,
nothing.
actually does a lot of damage to Passo and Quad J, but the follow-up is not there from Order. Good headshot from Sign, gets to Sign, one of the healers out of the picture, but the same said for Order as Hunter falls to the self-destruct, and now the rest of the crew gets involved on the side of Athletico.
Sign manages to take out D-Field, but these two tanks from Athletico are going to anchor the point.
Points in the favour of Athletico now.
Quad J getting demeched at the last second. He's going to choose to run off the map, I believe. This is last fight territory for Order, and they don't have the ultimates they'd want to be working with here.
Yeah, you're really looking for sound barrier. Just
Would
to
have
free
liked
things
that
up.
sound barrier.
Blizzard, I don't know, is going to have much of an impact against the double sniper composition. Maybe you can catch Passo or Quad J in it if they don't have their shifts up. But despite that, you've got Merit to deal with. Lots of heals to come from that. Now it's going to be the Dragon Strike from Sign. And good shot onto D-Field. That's one target out of the action. Sign gets a second as well. And the Hanzo's starting to do some real damage. Sign is just unstoppable. He finally has a nap courtesy of Merit, but that was too late. That was too late from Merit. And Sign just went absolutely crazy mode. I mean, I was going to say something a little bit worse, a little bit not safe for work there, but I restrained myself. But I just wanted to let everyone know. That's how I'm feeling.
He popped off and he's continuing to. His Hanzo aim is so sharp today. Usually known for his Widowmaker. He hasn't shown up on the Widow.
By the way.
He did. He definitely took Wuvo down.
So that's just another player out of the picture for a little while. I mean, the Reds came across, of course, but so cooldown that's not available now. And what a wall from Yuki.
I saw the Passo, but he'll get taken down pretty quickly.
Jordation's
Jordation's asleep. If Default can line this shot up, and he does, that's a 2-for-2 trade going into this, and Order can't afford to trade like this.
Mirror 2Ts is starting to step up here for Athletico. These sleep darts have been good, the last couple, on really important targets. But Order has plenty of room to work with. They'll back away, allow time for the respawns to come on in. Yuki with a Blizzard, signed with the Dragon Strike. I mean, everything's there for Order apart from the bongos, really. This will be a tough push for Athletico, but they're going to have to make it work. Self-destruct to buy the space, does get rid of the Supercharger. Dragon Strike as well, also looking to do something similar. Doesn't get anything. Under dropping, though, that might actually be dropping the round here for Order because he had a sound barrier just about to come back. Can the trades come across here from the Order players? Wuvo's looking for damage. Hanzo dances on top of the drum once again.
Signed is back.
The man that did all the damage in the last fight, looking for more this time. Sound barrier. Uzunta returns as well. The cavalry arriving here for Order. And Quats is on the wrecking ball. He's caught Wuvo. Perfect tracking off the back of the pile driver. And now he's on top of Design as well, hunting down the healers of Athletico. That's keeping all of Order safe as well. Their Squishy's not under too much pressure. Cyan has built himself another Dragon Striker that is going to be dumped right on top of Passo. And Athletico, they get off the point. Order will win Busan 2-0. It wasn't without its struggles, Smash. It was not without its struggles. But they have managed to get the map on the board. It's
a valiant defense, though, from Athletico. They really put up a fight and showed that this series is quite alive. Signed, coming alive on the Hanzo though, and popping off. He got so many headshots, so many clean kills there that really sealed that fight without having to use any ultimates, and they really needed that after Hunter wasted that beat drop.
Yeah, it's really cool to be seeing Signed on these DPS characters. I mean, we didn't get to see it too much right up to this point. It's always been the Zaya, and yeah, look, he's got a good Zaya. I get it, but I like watching hit scan heroes. I know Hanzo's not hit scan either, by the way. I just want to put that one out there. But I like seeing these kind of high impact heroes out of your star DPS players because that's where you get to see like the wow factor moments. I think that's the best thing that we're going to get back out of the 2-2-2. You're going to get those wow moments once again, and it's not going to be something that's just accessible for pro players and people that watch a lot of Overwatch. It's something that's accessible for anyone. You see a Hanzo popping up, you see a Widowmaker popping up, or a McCree, you know what's going on instantly. It's just, I think it's great. I think it's great, and I hope to see more of it throughout this series. It's been a good start from Signed. Yuki on the Mei, I mean, you talked about it being maybe perhaps a little weakness for Order. I don't think I really saw too much wrong. Nothing that was necessarily taken advantage of too heavily by Athletico.
No, I think that his Mei's been up to scratch so far. It's Dale's Hanzo's been popping off though. That's such an important fight win there. I can't understate it enough. Quad's coming back on the Wrecking Ball is also a nice little pocket pick to be able to have.
I love the Wrecking Ball. It's such a good feeling when you get the pile driver on top of a target that's not getting healed.
Yeah.
Squishy that's not getting healed, you're like, you're dead. The worst is when there's an Ana or a Mercy pocketing them and you just, they're like literally at 10% of their HP. You're like, I need one more bullet, but I need one more bullet for the next 5 bullets, and I'm not connecting enough, or I'm just not able to do enough damage because his DPM's not that high, I suppose.
You gotta get the karate chop going, where he karate chops down with his machine gun.
Well, yeah, I guess
he gets this one and then there's this one.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, that was good from Order. Good enough, I suppose.
Good enough. I don't
it's
think
not
they'll
perfect.
No, they won't be convinced by that. They'll still be very, I don't know, hesitant to do anything over the top. They'll probably go with their stuck standard game, which is the Yuki on the Mei, put Sign on Hanzo or Reaper and just run at them. I don't think they'll try anything too fancy. I think they'll try and just keep it as safe as possible for now.
Right, interesting to see what they're going to be able to do, and interesting as well to see what Athletico is going to choose here for Assault. Now we have...
It's got to be Anubis.
Volskaya, Anubis, and Paris in the pool.
It's got to be Anubis.
They have a really bad track record actually on Assault this season, Athletico. 14.29% win rate.
And is that win on Anubis?
One map win. No, it was on Volskaya. They're 1-1 on Volskaya, 0-2 and 0-3 on Anubis and Paris respectively, but Anubis is the choice. So what do you think of that one? I mean, you did call it.
I think it's a good map for them. I think it's more, they've played more goats on that map though, which is obviously not an option at the moment. So they're going to have to play this Orisa composition. I think that's the only way you can get in. Yeah, you can try the Wrecking Ball, but yeah, the Wrecking Ball gets onto point, but those heroes are just going to flush him out pretty quickly. I think that breaking the order defense is going to be difficult. I expect to see Yuki on the Junkrat that he's played all season on this on this Anubis defense. So that's going to be difficult to break. Means he'll have the extra shield break of the Orisa too. So
Yeah. We'll be seeing maybe a bit of a departure back towards like Season 3 or Season 2, where we started to see a bit of Junkrat Widowmaker on the defense, maybe?
but out of order, certainly.
Yeah.
I think that's something that they'd lean towards. I don't think that Athletico would favour that too much. I think Athletico will favour the Mei. They'll favour the Reaper, Hanzo, maybe even a Pharah. It's very hard to call Athletico because they have such flexible DPS players that like playing a whole bunch of heroes. The only thing I do know is that Quad J will be sticky on the Diva for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
That hero is quite powerful still.
I'm sure we would be remiss to see D-Field not picking Widowmaker, at least at some point here on Temple of Anubis.
I think the Sombra is a pretty safe pick though. You can go to the point with your Wrecking Ball, maybe start the capture up, make order rotate, because if they rotate off that high ground, it can be quite difficult to get back on there as the defenders. Sombra also combos into the order lineup pretty well if he can catch Hunter and Quads. The only problem is that you saw when Yang in the previous series, you either catch the tanks or you catch the supports. You just need to make that decision and go with them.
One or the other is better than neither.
It certainly is. So we see Wubo going out on the Genji, so he'll be throwing those Wubo shurikens out.
No Junkrat for Yuki, but the Widowmaker is there for Sign, so it's close to what we expected.
Sign will be potent on this Widowmaker. There's not a lot to contest him. Passo's going to have a hard time getting up there and giving him a stride.
Wubo is probably going to need to be the one to do that.
Sign will have his buddy Unti here to protect him the whole way through.
Our driver goes through straight into a Mei wall. Not really much done there by Passo, and Sign still looking for damage, but forward with D-Field, who translocates back on out. Wubo's 16 HP, but as Genji does tend to do, he gets away on very low HP. Still not altogether convincing initial dive from Athletico.
No, and this is where the Mei is it's quite hard to play Mei at the moment because he's got so many targets. He can't really wall anything off. Donation dropping very low, but gets his Bionade up, and Hunter's managed to build this square pretty quick.
Sign has dropped early. There's no mercy available for Order, so they're going to need to do something to turn things around. Hunter desperately looking for heals, and he'll get them. The rest of the players looking for kills, and Order is also giving themselves some rewards in that department. A decent halt, catches a few.
Danger times for Order though as the EMP from D-Field comes up. There's not much to answer for it. The Blade is coming too.
Needs Sign to get back into this fight early, get himself the Infrasight out, and he does. That's going to spot D-Field, who find a little more difficulty searching for a sneaky EMP. This time, it's a decent Bionade through from Jordation, catches Passo and Merit. Merit down early, but it's a Nano Blade comboed with the EMP from Athletico. Can the impact be made here by Wubo? And I'm going to say, I don't think that was the impact they were looking for. Only a kill on the D-Mech, not enough. Certainly not from 3 ultimates for Athletico, and if they can't get it done with a Nanoblade EMP, they're not going to get it done.
Well, Merit actually went down to Quats. Jordation hit him with a Bionade, and Quats managed to find an angle to snipe him off before the Blade came out, so that's where they were missing that one-shot damage. If Wubo could have got those resets faster, maybe, just maybe he could have gone.
It wasn't a Nanoblade, it was just an EMP Blade, but even still, it's 2 ultimates that didn't really converted into anything, and now the Nano Boost goes on to Wubo, I suppose, to try and help him charge the Dragon Blade up once again, but obviously hasn't resulted in a whole lot of kills this fight. It's about 20 or 30% built up for Wubo there. That was a nice dash through, just another 10%. He's up to 75. Now the issue though is that Merit's at 30.
The issue is too, is Passo can't get on this area that he wants to drop his mines. He wants to drop his mines on top of Quats' head here on that plateau, but getting in as Wrecking Ball there is very difficult because once you get the momentum to get up there, the suck comes through and you've ruined. We've seen him die a few times just mid-grapple.
Or the wall knocks you out of position.
So many ways to counter a Wrecking Ball on this point. The drum goes down for Order. That's a lot of damage coming through.
Yeah, so down to half HP off one shot of damage from Sign. Infrasight is out as well, and Wubo gets caught by Halt.
EMP Blade is going to be up, and it's going to be the Nano Blade, so this is the combination. If they stuff this up, then they're done for.
Oh, they did stuff it up last time. Can
Unter.
Order find a way to make that happen again?
All of the cards. It's going. Unter needs to come up big here. He's got the counterplay. He's
The
only
lamp.
counterplay. The lamp has got to come out.
Manovers might be there for Jordation to throw on a target, but all the good that's going to do. This is surely the fight for Athletico that they push through and manage to at least get an attempt on point B. EMP across it, only hit Quats, but the Nano Blade, can it be enough? It looks that it will. Quats and Yuki have fallen. Immortality field as well, and well, enough is enough, says Athletico, as Wuvo is able to execute this time.
They'll get that. It cost them a lot. It cost them 5 ultimates in total. Order will be happy with their defense. They probably didn't expect a full hold. It's quite difficult with the Sombra and the Genji. You have to win those 2 fights where the ultimates stack up against you.
Gotta give credit to Yuki. The Maywall was pretty nice.
Hit the Maywall, and he also ice blocked before the EMP came out, so he dodged the effects of it. Meaning that Quats was the only one hacked, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. You see Sign swap over to the Hanzo. He was very good on Busan with this hero. Can he keep the momentum rolling?
Yeah, I mean, but this is where the going gets tough really for Athletico, because Ultimate's going to come online for Order a little bit quicker, although a good dive straight on top of Sign. You're going to see him drop early. Not enough deals going his way. Jordation now falls as well, and it means we're relying on Hunter, the solo healer, for Order at this point in time. Luckily, he does have that Immortality shield up, and Quad J was demech, so that'll be an easy one for Quads. Now, that is a very nice self-destruct from Adam, as we've come to expect in matches from the previous weeks.
Now Sign swapping over to his trademark Doomfist for stall. Hero that his teammates aren't too happy with him swapping to occasionally, but he does like to do it a lot.
Well, made it work there.
Yeah, it worked there. Can't argue with the results.
But
Athletico now they have those 3 ultimates, the 3 key ultimates again up, and Yuki needs to get this Blizzard out on the point before those ultimates come through. Otherwise, things are going to get very hairy for the side of Order.
if he gets that Blizzard out and everyone can sit inside of it, it's going to be much more difficult for Wuvo to get value from his blade.
All 3 damage amps are up on the side of Order though, so if they can get those out too, then we could find Wuvo dropping very quickly.
Just give him a little bit of a tickle, and Ana is going to be able to kill him in one shot, it feels like almost. Well, here it comes, the combo out. There's no Blizzard available, but Order are doing a great job of surviving through it. Yuki does eventually fall. I think he got his Blizzard down, or maybe he was killed in the animation. Either way, doesn't seem to have had much of an impact. The rest of Order, however, will. It was all that damage you spoke about. The Amplification Matrix, Nano Boost now from Hunter and Jordation. Both the support ultimates, and even Supercharger. Everyone just melts on Athletico.
Certainly do. Even the melees start doing half HP at that point. There's so much damage boost. But Athletico still have ults to work with. These 2 big tank ults will clear the point out very easily. It's just a matter of if Order can position around them and dodge them, because it can be quite difficult. Going up against the Wrecking Ball Diva combination. A good slam into Diva Bomb could seal the deal here for Athletico, and they'll need it.
Yeah. Is that an easy combo to pull off? I'm not so sure that it's a consistent one. But if they do manage to make it work, that is going to be something to behold for Athletico. Well, here we go. The slam, the pile driver, alongside with the mines, but no self-destruct to follow it up. To be fair, didn't really connect onto what he wanted, Passo.
He's lining it up though, and he sees the shield drop, goes in, but will the Maywall come out in time? The knockback comes out, and JJ gets 2!
Jordation and Hunter, 2 healers down now for Order. That's really going to hurt their sticking power on the point. In fact, they've got no sticking power on the point. Everyone's dead. Sign is the last one, or perhaps the first one that went down. And he gets back to the point on the Doomfist. Now comes Jordation. They're going to try and stall it out for overtime, and it looks like they will just about get there. They do. And that's good work from Order at the very least.
Well, it was the Wrecking Ball and Diva combination. It was just a little later than expected. Passo managing to knock all the players backwards into that Dark Room, back into the Diva Bomb with that swing. Athletico have set themselves a win condition now. They need to hold Order off.
Initiating match.
And they do it though. They haven't looked the stronger team so far, but capping 2 points on Anubis is quite the feat. They backed themselves with that Nano Blade combination. It didn't pay off, but it expended enough ultimates out of Order to get the value for the next fight. Order are going to need to come up clutch in this attack. They need to finish the map with time. Something they haven't really had a good chance to do this so far this season. Their assault hasn't been perfect, that's for sure.
Indeed. Only a 50% win rate here on Anubis. But 57% overall on assault. Definitely better than what Athletico have posted.
So will be Athletico actually bringing out the Junkrat and the Widow? So I thought this would be something that Order implied or implored more than Athletico.
Employed?
Employed even, yeah.
Implied,
E instead of
implored.
I.
Attackers incoming.
D-Field on the Widowmaker's been sharp today too. He's taken Signs McCree out a few times, so there's no slouch when it comes to that.
That said, Sign on the Hanzo has taken D-Field out a few times.
Certainly has, and Sign has chosen that Hanzo to lock in on the attack.
It's like a scissors paper rock game.
I feel like that's what Overwatch is at the moment, and that's the way it should be.
Well, that was what it was initially sort of sold as, at least
Yeah,
from what I felt like.
the
It was
hero
like,
swaps
you pick
counter,
this, I
yeah.
pick that, then you have to pick something back, and who can counter who better.
Attackers incoming.
So it will be the damage boosted mob from Order, as they'll have the Discord Orb, they'll have the Amplification Matrix, and they'll have the Bongo Jump. There's a lot of damage coming up from the side of Order, but not enough to counter a Junkrat. Junkrat will have the damage advantage, that's for sure. But that trap set very sneakily too. I reckon Jordation walks into that.
We'll see.
Who triggered?
Nope, it's Yuki. It was Yuki that triggered it.
Okay.
He'll be okay though. Defense Matrix would have come up from Adam, I'm sure. And everyone from Order gets across okay. Another trap. This time it's destroyed. The Halt suck them all up, and Wubo is relishing in the opportunity to throw a bunch of left clicks in the direction of all of these players from Order that are so clumped. Up to 70% of the Riptire already. Jordation the 5-ball though onto the field, but the res across from Design does alleviate any pressure from Athletico for the moment, but they have been forced off the high ground. So Order slowly but surely making some moves. D-Field under a bit of pressure does grapple back up to safety. Adam's not too happy. Stuck, I think, in a Junkrat trap there.
Certainly was. The Matrix is coming up, and Yuki's managed to outsnipe the Sniper, and now Design's in a lot of trouble.
No res going to be available this time, and it doesn't matter at all. One falls, and it's like a house of cards. Order just needed that one opening pick. 2 minutes 37, plenty of time available after capping point A, and it's going to jump up substantially. Another 3 minutes on the clock for Order.
Now the question is will Wubo's Riptire get enough value to delay the next fight? If you're an Athletico fan, you hope so, because Order have the ultimate advantage coming in. Riptire gets pulled in spawn. Where is it going?
On the right flank.
Order seem to have noticed this, and they've just grouped up together. They're just going to wait it out. 3 seconds left on it.
Not going to be much value here.
The ice block and the lamp.
Mortality field.
Mortality field comes through. Swaps over to Hanzo. This is going to be difficult for Athletico to hold. Merit's Bionade and Nano Boost is going to be the key for success this round.
A lot of damage potential from Wubo and D-Field though. It's just a case of whether or not they land their shots, which can sometimes be an issue.
Especially with an ice wall in your face and a Matrix as well. Adam going very low though, into the Immortality field he goes.
There was a Bionade involved there, but the Hulk comes through. Still the Immortality field persists. Not much to be said here for Athletico. Maywall goes up. And so does Pasto, but Hunter's down. It's a trade, 1-for-1. Wubo also falling. Now both the DPS out of the picture for Athletico. And the Dragon Strike looks good. It's Quartz that's cleaning everything up, but the damage is being done by Sign. Lots of ticks from that. Halt. Not quite going to catch Quad James. He will now drop his self-destruct on the point, but that does no real damage, nothing of substance.
Wubo's come back on Tracer and just been immediately headshot by Sign.
Absolutely deleted. Sign is having a great game here on the Hanzo. Low on HP, but still involved in the fight, and that is not at all what you want to be seeing as Athletico. Those are the picks that you need to be converting, and Merit does it himself. No one else is going to do it. Merit certainly will. Is this fight winnable for Order with only 3 players on the point here? Adam, Quads, and Jordation. Not so sure.
They've given it up.
Either way, 2 ticks. Feels good.
It does definitely. It feels good, man, for the side of Order. Sign has been so sharp with that Hanzo. Definitely the key player, but he's given it up. Swapped over to the Reaps.
Much better than his Sombra.
Certainly is much better than his Sombra, and I think he'll enjoy playing that hero a lot more than Sombra. He did not fancy his Sombra. He didn't enjoy it at all.
I didn't fancy his Sombra either. If I can be
that's not very
frank
nice.
with everyone.
You know what? I hope he makes it to MEO and gives you a right slacking.
What's he going to do?
I don't know. Probably just cry. I don't know.
I mean, he
He's
cried
not
at
a fighter.
IEM, so maybe cried at MEO. Depends if
Gets the
Order
winning,
wins or
right?
not.
Yeah.
I guess maybe in both circumstances there may be some crying involved.
Happy crying, though. He was not sad, right?
Sad crying if they lose. So just a healing nade that time from Merit. No anti-nade. Gets one with the self-destruct, which is a nice start to the fight. Opens the door as well for Quats to catch Passo as the shield went down. And now Blizzard up, wall up as well. Yuki wants to get involved, but everyone else is doing the damage.
How easy was that? They just walked in, took the point. There was no defense from Athletico. It's just one pick off, the Diva Bomb comes through, picks off Wuvo, and they take all the space in the world, and off space they're able to get this point.
Yeah, plenty of time. 2 minutes 43, not getting below the 1 minute mark there either, so no attempt for Athletico in the time bank. It's a draw or a win for Order.
Certainly
I'm sure Order wants the win.
They will.
Let's not mess around here. This could be a 3-0 if this ends up being Order.
I think it will. If this map goes the way of Order, I think that it'll be pretty demoralizing for Athletico. They've shown fight on both maps so far, but just not enough to close it out or not enough to compete at that level. And I think it'll be demoralizing for them to go down in this fashion.
I mean, even if it's a draw, it could well be a 3-0 for Order, but I
Just
don't
a
know.
longer one.
I think a draw is like almost a minor victory for Athletico in a way.
Yeah, I definitely think they'll feel like it's a victory.
Yeah.
Whereas if they go down here, well, they won't be in happy moods.
No.
It's good to see Merit on the flank then, catching Signed out in the lower part of the map. Didn't expect Merit to be there at all, but somehow he ended up there. Athletico, they showed good rotations in their first round, but D-Field managed to get picked off twice. One from a suck 5-ball from Jordation and Quads, and Jordation Zenyatta is amazing. If he could play that hero all the time, Order would win every map because it's such a big hero for them. They play around that Zenyatta so well. D-Field now needs to have a better round. He can't afford to get picked off that easily again.
Yeah, Wuvo would love to get a Riptire on point A instead of point B.
If he builds a fast one up, it can be a fight-winning ultimate, just equals out pretty quickly. They do check the trap this time, take that out.
Nice May roll from Yuki as well, lets them across pretty safely. So it's really a repeat. This is literally deja vu. I mean, we were watching this angle as well.
Sign's got the Sonic onto D-Field, I believe, as well. I saw him throw that arrow up, so
Here
know
comes
where
the hold.
angle is.
It's more or less the exact same way that this played out for Order, and if it continues that way, they're going to get point A pretty easily indeed. D-Field just not being able to connect shots.
There was the opportunity there for D-Field, but he's just missing those shots, and Wuvo hasn't built a lot of his Riptide. You'd want to be 70-80% by now after giving up this high ground. Predation on the flank.
I think a lot of his spam is being eaten by Adam at the moment. The Holtz as well, you saw get eaten.
Just doing well, Adam. Didn't eat his weak mix, so he's hungry.
Now we're onto the point, and this is the perfect position for Hunter to be playing with. He gets his amplification matrix out. That'll force Athletico into the close range angles. Quad draws first blood. It's Quad J's mech that now disappears. Passo very low as well. He'll fall to Jordation, but it's the Riptide. Can that turn things around? It has to, and it won't. Finished off by Jordation. Sign is doing some excellent damage here with the Hanzo. That'll be that. It's 2-0 for Order, and it seems business as usual.
They look like they've adapted to this 2-2-2 very well so far. Sign's Hanzo's been a revelation. I've seen it in scrims a little bit. Wasn't this good, so maybe he's had something today. He's definitely woken up on the right side of the bed.
Yeah, it definitely has. Order have as well. I mean, we've been a little bit worried about Order all season long, and now they seem to have gotten right back on that horse, although that's what we said against Warriors, and then they ended up with a 3-2 against Maverick. So it's well and good to beat Athletico. Even if they beat Athletico with a 3-0 here, great. You still have to beat ground zero, and then you'll be at Melbourne Esports Open. The stakes get even higher. I mean, I think Athletico have sort of executed pretty nicely on their offenses. It's just been a case of Order being a little bit better.
Yeah, they've just shown that little bit more class where they haven't relied on these big ultimate combos to win fights, where they've just relied on individual talent. And most of that individual talent's come from Signed so far. Adam has done pretty well on this D.Va. He's gone unnoticed, but his D.Va has been getting solid kills, and he's obviously prevented the enemy team from getting a lot of damage out. Signed showing up. This was a nice bomb from Quad J. Nice work from Passo too. I actually think Yuki might have cost his team there by walling that lamp. I'll have to go back in the replay to look at that one, but I think he just blocked the line of sight there, so not a bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh well, doesn't seem to have cost them too much in the end. Map win is a map win.
Now 2-0 up, they'll be feeling very confident leading into this third map. It is going to be the hybrid map.
Well, we were wondering how confident Order was feeling going into this game today. I thought that they should be feeling really confident. Seems it may not have been the case, but yeah, after 2-0 up, I mean, you can't be questioning where their confidence is at this point.
No, I think they were pretty nervous heading into this one just because they've had such a rocky season and they have previously lost to Athletico, so there is the opportunity there for the upset. with the 2-2-2 meta coming in as well, they didn't kind of know what they wanted to play, if they wanted to be this team with the Mei. Obviously, it's not one of Yuki's strongest heroes historically. He's been preferred to play the Tracers, he's been preferred to play the Pharahs, the Genjis. So he's had to learn that hero in the space of a week, and he's done well to perform on it so far today.
Certainly getting there for Order, and it's also getting there for us finding out who is going to be going up against Ground Zero. Could be only one more map after this break if Order end up winning it, but we'll see whether or not that is the case right after this.